Hey everyone, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I have a book haul for you today. I haven't been purchasing a lot of books, but it's been a while since I've done a book haul, like since I lived in the old house. So these are a few that I've accumulated over the last few months, some through free little libraries, a couple gifts, book of the month, kind of that jazz. So let's see what I've got. So first off, I want to send a really huge thank you to Candace. I'll leave a link to her Instagram below. And Candace and I have done a couple of buddy reads together, at least 2 if not 3. We just recently did one, and she was beyond kind enough to check out my Amazon wish list, and she sent me a book. Like, best surprise of the day. So she sent me Those Who Save Us by Jenna Blum. So excited for this book. So stinking excited about this book. So we have Anna Schlemmer. You know me in names. Everybody knows she grew up in Germany during World War II, and she never talks about it. It's been 50 years. She doesn't share anything at all. And her daughter Trudy was only 3 when she and her mother were liberated by American soldiers, and they went and lived in Minnesota. Trudy's sole evidence of the past is an old photograph, a family portrait showing Anna, Trudy, and a Nazi officer. Trudy is now a professor of German history and begins investigating the past and finally unearths the heartbreaking truth about her mother's life. Right? Like, is this officer her dad? Is it her brother? Is it a relative? Is it not? What's up with this picture? I need to know. So I'm super excited about this. Thank you so much, Candace. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Next book that I got was my Book of the Month Club pick, and I picked up The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I don't know anything about it. Don't want to know anything about it other than I've heard very good things about this one. I have yet to read a Ruth Ware book, but I now own like 4 of them. Right? I have problems. But I'm excited about that one. I also placed a book outlet. Let's not go there. I have a problem with Costco. They sell cheap books, and the book table is always right down the main aisle where I have to walk past it every time, and I can never just go past it. So I found a couple of books there recently, 2 of them actually. The first one is The Escape Room by Megan Golden. Sounds thriller-ish, but kind of, it's I think, team building event for a group of people that work together. They have to go to an escape room. They think that it's just for fun. It turns out it is not. And it sounds pretty serious. So we got that one. The Chain by Adrienne McKinty. I am so intrigued by this book. So basically, kind of what happens is this woman, what's her name? Rachel drops her daughter off at school like any other day, and then she gets a phone call, and she's told that her daughter's been kidnapped, and in order to pay the ransom, you have to go kidnap another child and get them to then pay the ransom, and once you kidnap another child, your child will be released. And if you don't do this, this woman's child won't be released, and neither will yours. So it's a whole chain of events, something like that. I don't want to know more because I like going in blind, but I'm very excited for that book. And I need to stop going to Costco. Let's see. Next up, I placed a book outlet order. I don't know what I know my reasoning. It was for a project. I had to get some gifts. But I picked up a few things for myself. I picked up The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. I believe this is a memoir. It's a fairly older book, but I'm reading it for my book club at my work. I think this is our October book. So I don't know much else. So Junior is a budding cartoonist growing up in the Spokane Indian Reservation. Born with a variety of medical problems, he is picked on by everyone but his best friend Rowdy. Determined to receive a good education, Junior leaves the res to attend an all-white school in the neighboring farm town where the only other Indian is the school mascot. I'm already hooked. I want to know what happens. So there's that one. I also picked up Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This one again is another one that we're hoping to read for our book club at work, and I can't find a synopsis other than it's written in verse, and we just read Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds and really enjoyed that writing style, so we thought we'd try another book that's written in verse. I don't know what it's about though. It's a memoir. It's talking about all its words. It's not telling me what it's about. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to read it anyways. Then I picked up what I thought was a trilogy, but I only got 2 of them. So I don't know if there was an issue. I'd have to go back and look at my order, but it's the Sawbones trilogy. Sawbones is the first book, then it's Blood Oath, and then Badlands. So Old West, a little bit of romance, some adventure. It just sounded really good. I just need to find the first book now. Somewhere. I'll get it. And then the last one I picked up is Calling Me Home by Julie Kibler. Where did I hear about this book? I think on the podcast, What Should I Read Next? They were talking about it, I think. Well, let's see. 89-year-old Isabel McAllister has a favor to ask her hairdresser, Dory Curtis. It's a big one. Isabel wants Dory, a black single mom in her 30s, to drop everything to drive her from her home in Arlington, Texas, to a funeral near Cincinnati, with no clear explanation of why. But it needs to happen tomorrow. Dory, fleeing problems of her own and curious whether she can unlock the secrets of Isabel's guarded past, secretly hesitates but agrees, not knowing it will be a journey that changes both of their lives. So, sounded really cute. So I picked that up. And then the last 3 books I picked up from Amazon because they are my book club books for the next few months. So the one I'm currently in the middle of is Refugee by Alan Gratz, and I am loving this book. So this follows 3 different kids' perspectives as they flee their war-torn country. So you have Joseph fleeing World War II Germany. You have Isabel fleeing Cuba, and you have, what's his name? Oh, I just saw it. Oh, me and names. I was impressed I remembered those 2. Mahmoud fleeing Syria. It's so good. So good. I love their perspectives. I love that it's a different character every single chapter. It is amazing. I have devoured this book in just a few short days, and I'm going to finish it soon. So that was awesome. The next book I have for another book club at work is 40 Autumns by Nina Wilner. This is a family story of courage and survival on both sides of the Berlin Wall. So this family is separated by the Berlin Wall over 40 years. And what's really, really cool about this is one of my coworkers, Manuela, is from Germany and did have family that was separated by the wall. So she read it first, she suggested it, and she has a lot of like similarities, commonalities with this book, and I cannot wait to discuss it with her. So I'm very excited for that one. And then the last one, this is for my October, one of my book clubs, is What Happened That Night by Sandra Block. I don't know, it says she doesn't remember that night, but she will never be the same. I don't know what's going to happen. We always pick some sort of thriller for October because why not? Let's just scare ourselves. It's always fun. So that's what we have for October. But that's the book haul. Not horrible considering it's been a few months. But, you know, no books coming in would be better than books coming in. Oh, and I forgot some even. Because I am so lucky to be living, and I don't know if lucky is the right term, to be living by a really, really good free little library. Like, I need to leave a note in this that says, you know, dear neighbor, we have awesome reading tastes or very similar reading tastes. We need to, like, meet each other. I need to know who you are. Would I feel like that would be a little creepy? But I can't help but stop there and look, and I found 3 books the last time. But I have been stuffing it full. I think I took like 5 of them there the other day, so don't worry. First one I picked up is The Doctor's Wife by Elizabeth Brundage. Doesn't this just look kind of creepy? Just a little bit, right? So let's see. This says, It's about 4 people and how they intersect in their lives. From the outside, the Knowles family has it all. Michael is a rising OBGYN in a prominent private practice in Albany, New York. He also moonlights as a local women's health clinic, and they live in a rambling federal farmhouse with their 2 kids. But Annie has become tired of her husband's absences, and her role as wife, mother, teacher has worn thin. She begins a love affair with bad boy celebrity painter Simon Hass, who is married to his muse and model, Lydia, upon whom he built his career. Simon reawakens Annie's passion, but events soon take a dark turn for the Knowles family. It's gonna happen. I don't know. It doesn't have the best reviews on Goodreads, but it was free. It intrigued me. It's at least worth giving it a try. Next one I grabbed is The Plague of Doves by Louis Erdrich. This is the unsolved murder of a farm family still haunts the white small town of Pluto, North Dakota. Generations after the vengeance exacted and the distortions of fact transform the lives of those living at a nearby reservation. Part Indian, part white, Evelina Harp is an ambitious young girl prone to falling hopelessly in love. Evelyn's grandfather is a repository of family and tribal history with an all too intimate knowledge of the violent past. What happened? And Judge Anton Basil Coates, who bears witness, understands the weight of his historical injustice better than anyone. Through the distinct and winning voices of 3 unforgettable narrators, the collective stories of 2 interwoven communities ultimately come together to reveal a final wrenching truth. So it sounds like there's some secrets involved. I need to know what that's about. And the last one is News of the World by Paulette Giles. Really excited for this one. She also wrote Enemy Women, which I really liked. And I think that's what made me pick up the book. I don't even know what it's about. Captain Jefferson Kyle Kidd drifts through northern Texas performing live readings from newspapers, I remember, to paying audiences hungry of news from the world, of the Irish pouring into New York City and the railroad driving into the new state of Nebraska. An early widower who has lived through 3 wars and fought in 2 of them, the captain once made his living as a printer until the war between the states took his press and everything with it. Now at 71, he enjoys the freedom of the road. At a stop in Wichita Falls, Captain Kidd is offered an astonishing 50 gold piece to deliver a young orphan to her relatives in San Antonio. 4 years earlier, a band of raiders viciously killed her parents and sister, sparing the little girl. They raised her as one of their own. Recently recovered by the U.S. Army, the inconsolable 10-year-old with blue eyes and hair the color of maple sugar has once again been torn away from the only home and family she knows. The captain's sense of duty and compassion propels him to accept, though he knows the journey will be difficult. That's a lot in this little book. I can only imagine what's going to happen, but it has a National Book Award finalist. Should be good. So I need to stay away from the little library unless I'm leaving books there and not looking. Other than that, I think it's a pretty decent book haul. Not too bad. So leave a comment below. Let me know which one of these sounds good that I should pick up sooner than later, other than Refugee, because I'm almost done with that. Like, I'm legit gonna go sit down and finish this book because it's that good. But yeah, let me know what sounds good to you. We'll chat in the comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.